Hi there, this is Stephen Lynn, the principal of Fort Zeller Elementary School. I wanted to share with you today the book, The Flag We Love. It's written by Pam Munoz Ryan and illustrated by Ralph Maciello. Not only is this a book I want to share with you, but it is also a book that we will now have in our school library. This is a donation by the Veterans of Foreign Wars here in Myerstown, post 6076, and it was donated by on their behalf by Miss Renee Beecher. Now, before I get started, I want to share with you what the flag means to me. Um, I am the son of immigrants. So, what that means is that my parents were not born in the United States and they came to the United States. Now, ever since I was growing up as a little boy, my father, who worked as a contractor and researcher for the United States Navy, idolized um, the ideals of the United States. And oftentimes he would go back to naval history and share with me, the great Admiral Nimitz and people who have led our men and women through various conflicts to ensure that the interests of the United States, as well as our freedoms, can continue to be protected. And it comes at no small price. And that's not lost on me. And I think sometimes it takes somebody with a family history that's not American to really appreciate the gifts that are represented by the red, white, and blue. So let's go ahead and get started. The flag we love. And by the way, there is kind of the main narrative, the main story, which is in larger words. But as you go through the pages, you'll notice that there are some interesting facts in smaller words here. I'm not going to read these parts. I'll let you check it out from the library to read with your family. All right, let's go ahead and begin. Our flag is our country's symbol of ideals that are meant to last. It's a promise for our future, a reminder of our past. The many connotations for which our banner stands reflect our country's best intentions and the people of this land. I think it's fair to say that we continue to work for a more perfect union. Our country continues to need to be maintained, and it's up to you and me to continue to make our country the strong country that we believe it can be. A seamstress stitched a banner for a country proud and new, from ribbon works of red and white and a yard of deep sky blue. A teacher raises a radiant flag to let the children know the schoolyard is a place to come for the chance to learn and grow. Americans stand together before ceremonies start and promise their allegiance with their hands across their hearts. I know that is something we all do at school, the Pledge of Allegiance, right? The diligent stars and stripes waved on through the long and pounding night, while patriots prayed that they would see their light and morning's light. You'll notice here's a battle, the Battle of Fort McHenry, down near Baltimore. During the War of 1812, the British shelled that fort and all throughout the night. And there was an American prisoner on one of those British ships. And throughout the night, he saw that the American flag continued to wave very proudly. And he wrote a poem. And that poem ended up becoming our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. So next time you listen to that story, or you listen to the song, listen to the story as well. And you might understand some of the imagery that the poem and the song shares with us. A casket draped with a solemn flag journeyed the countryside while people came from town and field to mourn the man who died. In the 1860s, you had Abraham Lincoln. He's the guy on the $5 bill and on the penny. Led us through the Civil War, and unfortunately, he did not live long enough to see the true end of the war. And as he was placed into his coffin, they draped an American flag and put that coffin onto a train and took him all the way back to his home state of Illinois. And that's what this train is. Explorers carried a weary flag through snow and sun and wind and left the banner on the spot that left their journey's end. Sorry about that. Bumped the microphone. Children wave their festive flags and parade along the way as the drums roll and trumpets blare the rhythms of the day. How many of you guys have attended a parade? Athletes strain to be the best. To the wild and thunderous roar of fans who chant their country's name with hopes their team will score. Here is an image of what I believe is Jesse Owens, one of the great athletes of our time, shortly before World War II. And he came to fame during the Olympics. And the Olympics continue even now. And you'll notice that as American athletes win, they will raise the American flag. And when people come to our great country aboard ships that cross the sea, they are welcomed to our harbors by the flags of liberty. Yes, our country is built by people who have since come over, like my parents, who might not have been born here in the United States, but came to the United States and provided me with a lot of the blessings our country has to offer. Astronauts planted a peaceful flag on a far-off, distant world where it stands serene and silent with the stars and stripes unfurled. It's right there on the moon. Heroes shoulder valiant flags twice, 3 times, and more, and claim the fronts of battlefields on home and distant shores. It's the image of the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C., where there are the names of so many Americans who did not make it back from that war. Of course, that was not the only war in which our servicemen and women so many have given the ultimate sacrifice. Citizens march for freedom with action, faith, and word. A righteous banner guarantees their voice to be heard. One of the most powerful things we can do as Americans is to vote, because the democracy is what is defended most. A brilliant flag is shining in fireworks of light, while the people watch in wonderment in the deepening, darkling night. I love this image. It makes me think of July 4th and all those fireworks that we set off to celebrate our country's birthday. Well, and our history, certainly. A citizen wears a symbol, a tiny flag-shaped pin, as a promise for our future and a reminder of where we've been. Just as I said, when I see our flag, I think of our history. I also think of all the great things that we continue to fight for. You know, we still have a lot to work on in our country, but that doesn't mean that we cannot have any pride in what our country can offer. Still working for that more perfect union. Celebrate the flag we love, a majesty in the sky, and feel the pride that swells inside as our banner goes streaming by. And once again, I want to share with you our American flag. And that is the end of The Flag We Love. If you enjoyed this book will be available in our school library. I want to thank you for joining me in this read aloud. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Please talk to your teachers. But in the near future, this book, The Flag We Love by Pam Munoz Ryan, will be available in our library. Again, once again, I want to thank the Veterans of Foreign Wars for their donation, and we are very grateful for it. Have a good one.